Okay, my phone is turning on right now. Uh, Today's date is June 23rd, 2012, in San Diego, California. As you can see, time is 3:33, 3:55. Time is 3:55. As you can see, shit. Okay, as you can see, the time is 3:55 p.m. We're going to go down into the media room. Let's see if any problems transpire by anybody. They're trying to, I was over at the computer station. They got a freak over there gaslighting me with a physical gesture, then accused me of being too loud and threatened to call SDSU security. And I guess they were trying to make me fearful they were going to call security because earlier I was transferring a video from YouTube onto this video camera, so I was holding the headphones up to the video camera. And they looked at that as an opportunity to have SDSU employee approach me and ask me to turn it down. These people are nothing but literal vampires, okay? So I turned it down, but it wasn't even loud, okay? And so then they get another guy to come and sit at the computer station and then accuse me of being too loud. It's all about fear-mongering that you're going to be evicted, or by using campus safety to say, we've had multiple complaints about you being too noisy. This is literally how they operate. Literally. My name is Leslie Williams. I'm in San Diego, California, and I think I read some blogs and some comments on some YouTube videos about how they get individuals around you to bother you. So you'll say, I don't know you, leave me alone, I don't know what you're talking about. And then what they turned around then and did was petition these targets into hospitals, okay? And then streamlined the verbal statements that were made out in the community in reference to an individual harassing a target, and then the response from the actual harassment was streamlined into a doctor's session in reference to how they were trying to make it look like the reply that was made from a person that was harassing them out in the community was a reply to a statement that a doctor was asking them in the hospital, because there's organized crime in the system, including psychiatrists, doctors, police officers, and what they do is videotape and audio tape your replies to people harassing you, and then streamline them into conferences or conversations that you'll have either with a doctor, a psychiatrist after they petition you, or a police officer that approaches you after a staged incident. Yeah, this is literally how they operate. I literally have read this on Target's blogs, and I've even seen it on comments features of YouTube videos of Targets. So all you have to do is go to Google and type in organized stalking or gang stalking or organized gang stalking tapes conversations of targets. Yeah, they stage an incident or a harassment, and then what they'll do, since it's a staged altercation, is that when they, like, say if I'm walking to a trolley station and they get somebody to bother me over there, somebody that's already at the trolley station, okay, is there taping the whole thing so they can tape your response to it, and then they streamline that audio into a conversation that you'll have with a police officer, whether it be out in the open, or like saying a closed meeting that you might have with a police officer or a doctor. Yeah. And now, why are you with a doctor? You're with a doctor because of the simple fact that they staged an incident with witnesses, blame you for it, and then the police arrive and petition you into the hospital. And then they'll streamline audio from the harassment, your response to the harassment, okay, into a video conference that you have with the doctor in the hospital to make it look like you're combative, out of control, crazy. This is literally the schemes that they develop. It's called organized stalking or gang stalking street theaters. My name is Leslie Williams. So far, since I've been in California, I've been assaulted twice, physically, brutally assaulted twice, threatened and chased. I've been chased, I've been threatened over 30 times. I've had to call the San Diego police over 25 times, and at least 19 of those phone calls have been erased from my cell phone. I've had the business community gaslight me. I've had campus safety at SDSU, UCSD, and at USD gaslight me. I've had staff on these campuses gaslight me, students gaslight me. I've been gaslighted on trolleys, buses, trolley stations, bus routes, the business community, and the only thing they're doing is attempting to use targets' responses to these harassments. What they do is stage these harassments and then videotape and audio tape the target's response to it, and then streamline those verbal statements into future events. Like if they petition a target in the hospital, like I've already said, they'll literally streamline the audio and in sections of videos into anything that would make it appear that the target is being combative and hostile in a totally separate situation, totally separate environment. So they can then use that as a reason to petition a target and take guardianship of them, to take over their finances, to exploit their Medicare, it's Medicare fraud, and to exploit the target sexually. All of this achieved in a syndicated run group home that they place the target in. That's why they're targeted to begin with. It's organized crime in the system. Using a syndicated organized crime, probate attorney, judge, Google 4 mentally disabled individuals kept in a basement for 10 years. The person who had legal custody of those 4 mentally disabled individuals had a felony on her record for murder. She starved an ex-boyfriend to death, by locking him in a closet. She had the identification cards of 50 other people on disability. Google Pennsylvania judge sentenced to 28 years for pipelining first-time misdemeanor offenses, children, to detention centers so he could get kickbacks in relation to the federal funds that were applied, that were allotted for each inmate. That was allotted. Here comes a group of people to see if they harass me and all. So what they basically did was, applied for federal funds per child after putting them in these detention centers. That was the reason why he was putting them in detention centers for first-time misdemeanor offenses. And he got a kickback per child because federal funds were applied for per child. And this is literally how they operate. It's nothing but organized crime in a system that goes after the vulnerable. People on disability, single women. I'm a single woman on disability. They're into human trafficking, sexual servitude rings, prostitution rings, land co-opting, property co-opting, trust fund liquidation, mortgage co-opting, identity theft, and they will use anybody and everybody in the community that they can to stage what is known as organized stalking street theaters, in order to be able to, and when these street theaters are brought about, anything from mild harassment to just walking up to you and bothering you. But as they're walking towards you, they're gaslighting you with a physical gesture to let you know that they're part of the campaign. This in turn excites you mentally because you've already been sensitized to this physical gesture. Then they'll approach you and start bothering you, and they'll even act friendly. Yeah, because your whole goal is to not be bothered by them, and so they'll come up and act all friendly. Yeah, and then when you tell them to mind their own business and leave you alone, yeah, they tape the response to it. Then they petition you to a hospital after on a secondary staged event where they'll stage the witness, and you get petitioned in a hospital. The doctor comes in the room and says, "How you doing?" They streamline that reply of "leave me alone, I don't know what you're talking about, mind your own business," into that literal meeting that they have with the doctor, in order to make it appear that the target is out of control, crazy, or combative. This is literally what they do. Go to Google and type in gang stalking tech, everything you need to know. It's a manifesto of a manager who directs gang stalking crews. In the manifesto, flat out states they're connected to psychiatrists, doctors, police officers, fire department EMS, lawyers, probate lawyers, judges, and it literally flat out says it in the manifesto that the courts is the favorite place to trap a target. My name is Leslie Williams. I'm on SDSU campus right now, and today's date is June 23rd, 2012. I'm in San Diego, California, and I'm being literally gang stalked and gaslighted on this campus, on my trolley routes back and forth to it, Hazard Center trolley station when I get off the trolley from leaving from here or coming to here, in the business community like you would not believe. And the only thing they care about is expediting the crime, getting away with it for the end result, taking legal custody of you, to take over your finances, to exploit your Medicare, and to exploit you sexually in a syndicated run group home, and to get away with the crime without being caught or exposed. My name is Leslie Williams. This is literally happening towards me in San Diego, California.